Hi everyone, welcome to the last episode of season 2. I have absolutely loved being the host for the Center of Education Abroad's podcast, and I just wanted to have this be a little outro episode on everything that I've kind of touched upon because I feel like going into this podcast experience, I only really had my experience to talk about, and throughout the weeks, I've had different guests from a lot of different study abroad programs come on, and I feel like I can really talk to what different study abroad experiences are like and really give advice to future students who are interested in studying abroad, maybe are going to, or maybe some that are contemplating going abroad. So, one of the main topics that people touched upon was sort of the reflection aspect of the person I was before I went abroad to the person I am now. And I can definitely attest to that. I think going sort of to the start of my experience, my parents were really, really iffy about me going abroad. It was something foreign to them. None of my siblings had gone abroad either, so I was kind of the first one in the family to do that. And I don't think I ever mentioned this, but I was this close to not doing it just because I was scared of the unknown. And reflecting now, I can wholeheartedly say that studying abroad was one of my best college experiences that I've had. And I think similar goes for other students that I have talked to. They all can say that they would not have changed their abroad experience for the world. I have not met a single person who regrets studying abroad. So I think that really has something to say for people that are really wondering if it's going to be a good fit for them or if they should do it. I grew so much as a person. I really thought about and prioritized what I want my life to look like and what my relationships are like. It really had me thinking about not only my academic career and my professional career, but also really things that are close to me when it comes to personal growth and prioritizing my physical health as well. And I can say that studying abroad in Barcelona really gave me the time to reflect and think about that. And as a senior, I am sort of going through another sort of round of reflection and realization. A lot of my friends and people around me are figuring out their post-grad plans, where they're going to be, moving away, whether it be a job or a grad program. The time is so precious because if you really think about it, being a college student in Rochester, you just have a random Wednesday afternoon in your classes, walking around campus and going to the pit, going to your dorm, spending time with your friends. That is not something that happens forever. This is such a short period amount of your time where when you're 60 years old and you're reflecting, you're going to remember these days and remember going to the pit with your friends and remember being in Wells Brown Room and PRR. I think you just have to have a really positive outlook on life. Time in college really does fly by. When they say 4 years fly by, trust me, it really does. And the same goes for your abroad experience. I feel like people there are much more conscious of taking advantage of every moment, especially because you're in a new country with new people and new cultures. So, if I could make this advice broaden to everyone, I would really just say take advantage of every single day of your life, no matter where you are, whether that be abroad, whether that be on campus at U of R, or whether that be at home, wherever you call home. So, it genuinely just made me get outside of the little box of thinking that I had before, and it overall made me a very positive person. And this is not to say that everyone has the same realizations and same reflections. Everyone comes out of it differently, but I can wholeheartedly say that everybody comes out of it a better version of themselves, and that's the beauty of it. So, if you're listening to this and you are considering if studying abroad is going to be a good fit for you, I would 100% just say go for it. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. There is so much outside of the little bubble that you're used to. So if you have the opportunity to get outside of that, 100% do it. So going into college, I knew that the last thing I wanted was to leave with regrets. I hate what ifs, and even though I hate change a lot, and my friends can attest to this, I can say that I have grown so much from moving away from home to come to college, from moving from home to Barcelona to study abroad for 4 months. All of these things are really big, scary changes, but I've just grown so much, and I'm so happy to see the end version of myself and everyone around me too. It's just so beautiful seeing people's changes. I also had a lot of friends who studied abroad, so it was really interesting like seeing all of their different experiences and have seen how they have changed overall as people too. And everyone has become such beautiful versions of themselves, and that honestly maybe would not have been possible without studying abroad. Finally, I want to talk about the future of And So the Story Goes podcast. For this upcoming season, we just finished hiring the new CEA ambassadors, and as such, we have appointed a new podcast host, which I'm really, really excited for. Her name is Kristen, and you guys are going to be able to meet her in a minute. I think it'll be really nice for you guys to see who she is, what her goals are for this podcast, and everything like that. But hopefully right now you guys just get to know her a little bit. Hi, Kristen. Welcome to the podcast. Do you want to introduce yourself really quickly?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm Kristen. I'm double majoring in English and business. I went abroad last summer with the French in France program, where I took a French class. That counts as an elective towards my minor.
Mm-hmm. Guys, I sat in on Kristen's interview, and let me tell you, I had a really good feeling about her. I immediately was like, I think Kristen would be a really great candidate for it. She's really good at conversing. But what are your thoughts about being the new podcast host?
Yeah, sure. It meant so much to me knowing that I was interviewed by the current podcast host, and that you chose me to take your place. So that meant so much to me, and I'm just so excited to take on this role. I like to listen to podcasts. I don't have any experience making them, but I'm so excited to learn about video and audio editing and just getting to chat with some really cool people.
Yeah, I also had no experience whatsoever when it came to editing, any digital skills like that, but trust me, if I learned it, you can learn it. Yeah. Do you want to talk a little bit about your leadership position?
Yeah, sure. So I'm currently on 2 e-boards for 2 different student organizations on campus. The first one that I'll talk about is French Toast. It is a club that I started last semester. We finally got recognized by the Student Association as a student organization on campus. So I started with some friends actually that I met abroad.
Mm-hmm. Those connections.
Exactly. And so we're the university's Francophone Language and Culture Club, so we host lots of events centered around the culture of different French-speaking countries, and we make lots of food, and we practice French speaking and introduce it to people who have no experience learning the language but maybe want to start. And then I'm also the organizational manager for Logos, which is the art and literature journal on campus. For that, we accept undergraduate submissions of art and written work, so basically anything that you can print on a piece of paper, we can publish it. So we have submitted our journal for this year with all the amazing submissions and put it together, and it's beautiful, and I'm so excited for everyone to see that as well.
Okay, great. Yeah, so I don't want you to give too much away because next semester she'll be doing her own intro episode that all the hosts do. That'll be the first episode of the season. But I'm really glad Kristen could come on, and thank you for coming on today. So you guys can put a face to a voice because usually our episodes are audio only. But for a little transition, I wanted to have you guys see both of us here. Yeah. So I'm really excited to see the next generation of it all. But do you have any last minute things you want to add on?
I'll just say thanks guys so much for watching and listening. Thanks so much for having me, and I'll see you guys next year.